Hi guys, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do skull and crossbones with a little bow on top. I'll be using a variety of different nail polishes. This one is gunmetal, I believe. It's Sally Hansen. It's a really dark gray, sort of shimmery color. It's good for a base coat, especially if you're going to be putting white over top of it like we are today. Now this is just a fake nail that I've taped onto a marker just for display purposes so I can easily move it around. I'm just going to paint the nail now with the gunmetal. I'm not really doing this in a neat fashion. I'm just doing it quickly so that the white will pop on it so you guys can see. My camera is not the greatest, but I did want to share this. There you can see one coat. I'm only going to do one coat. It's dark, it doesn't really need more than one coat. Like I said, it's just for display purposes. I'm not going to be wearing it at all. Now let that dry. So now it's dry, I'm going to take the white nail polish and my fine art brush. It's not the best art brush, I'm sorry if you guys can't see. And I'm trying to show you here, this is where I put my paint when I'm using it. Just dip your art brush into the white. And we're going to start on our skull's head. Now all you need to do is just sort of do like a 3/4 circle, I guess you could say. And just try and get it as close as possible. You can touch it up later if you have to. I'm sure I'll have to. I never get the first coat on as thick as I'd like to. Now just go down and create sort of a square shape at the bottom for the mouth jaw area. Just like that. And like I said, you can go in and sort of fill it in later on and do touch-ups and that if you have to. So now I'm just going to fill it in with the white, whole thing. Just get a nice even coat of white. Now the nail polish dries really quickly, so you're probably going to see me dip back in and probably break every now and again so that I can put more nail polish down. I do not recommend doing your art designs with nail polish. I would highly recommend using acrylic paint. I don't have any at the moment. I'm waiting on an order. The acrylic paint just, it's a lot nicer than using nail polish. Nail polish gets really clumpy, which I'm hoping doesn't happen here, but it might. Okay, so now I'm just going up and I'm doing a little triangle at the top sort of side of the skull. I'm going to be doing another one on the other side as well. Now this is just, I'm doing like a bow. But I'm doing it in white because when I put the color on, like when I come back later on to do the color on the bow, it'll pop a lot nicer having the white base coat as it would, you know, going on half gray, half white, where the bow would end up being two different colors. possibly not showing up very much on the gray side. So that is why I'm doing it in white, so that it pops out more. So you can see the little bow on the top there, I hope. Now, I would let this dry for a few minutes before you go in and do anything else, just so you're not smudging colors together. The paint I'm using today actually dries really, really quickly. So I'm just going to go in and do the crossbones while we wait. So crossbones, ideally, they're two lines made into an X. And then you just go in afterwards and just kind of put a dot off to the side and then bring it down into the bone. Just like that. They're kind of like hearts almost on the ends, a little bit. If you've done hearts before on nails, you'll know all about that. This is probably not the neatest job I've ever done. Mind you, this is the first time I've ever videotaped any sort of nail design. My camera's not the best quality, so I hope you can see. Sorry, it's sideways. I didn't really realize that was going to happen until after. There you go, crossbones. Now you're just going to let that dry a bit, or, you know, go in, do your touch-ups and that with your white. Just make sure it's solid and that none of the gray is showing through, even on your crossbones. You really want to make sure there's no lines of the gray coming through. I could have done these crossbones a lot neater. I'm sorry about that. But I think the main part was getting the skull down for you guys. The fake nail I used to do these on is incredibly curved at the end, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny little piece at the very bottom sticking out. It's where it was like attached, and it never actually, I couldn't get it down. So this is Red Carpet. It's another Extreme Wear by Sally Hansen. I love this nail polish. It's red, a dark red. It has a lot of little glitter shimmers in it. I don't think that there's enough glitter shimmer in it, so I'm going to be going back over this red later on with just red shimmer, just to make it a little more sparkly. But here I'm going to do the bow, and I'll show you guys why I did the white underneath. So I'm just going to retrace them, and then when you come down, I'm going to complete the triangles towards, so the tips of the triangles are sort of facing each other, creating the bow. My brush is a lot thicker than I would like it to be, so I'm trying to be extremely careful. But ideally, all you want to do is fill the little bow in with your red or your pink. I see a lot of pink or purple bows on them as well, but I like red, so we did red. So you just want to fill them in, and you know, be careful, because the bow's sort of your color accent. And just do the outline of them, of the little triangles, and then after you're done the outline, fill the middle in if it hasn't filled in already. And just be careful when you're doing your decorative colors here. You just do tiny strokes if you can. Make sure your nail polish isn't dry or anything like that, just so it doesn't clump up and it's easier to move around with your brush. And the best advice I can give you is, honestly, just take your time. I've been doing nail art at home for a while now anyways, and I find that taking your time is the best thing you could do. You know, eventually with practice you'll get a lot. So there's the little bow. Now I'm going to go in with black. This is just a mini from Claire's. Any black will do, really. Like I said, if I was to go out and buy all these colors, I would have bought them in acrylic paint. I wouldn't have used the nail polish for this design. I'll use the nail polish for my base coat, and then any like wallpapering design in the background on my base coat, and then I would use nail polish for my top coat. But for any design on the nail, other than like a wallpapering design, I would use acrylic paint for. It flows way nicer. If it dries out, all you have to do is add a touch of water and you're good to go again. So that's the best advice I can give you when it comes to nail art. So here you put the 3 little lines in for his teeth. I like to do the side ones diagonally. You don't have to, though. It's however you want. If you do any mistakes, just go back in with your white and touch it up. So here I'm going to use the dotting end of my tool. I'm going to put 2 dots right next to each other. And ideally what we're going to do here is we're going to pull the 2 dots down into a point, like almost a triangle. We're going to create a little heart here. And this is going to be like a heart eye patch sort of thing. So she's got her pretty little bow on her head, and now she's going to have a little heart eye patch. So just be careful when you're doing this. I think most of the time when I do hearts I use a toothpick, but I really wanted to try and do it with a brush. But my nail polish keeps drying on me, and I can't get it to just flow properly. And this is why I tell you to use acrylic paint, because I wouldn't be having this problem if I had used it. So just bring each dot down to a point. And like I said before, just take your time. With practice, you will get better and you will be able to do things faster. I'm still slow myself, so you guys can learn with me. And there's the little heart for an eye. I'm sorry it's blurry. I wish you guys could see better, but it is a heart, I promise. Now we're just going to take the brush end again, and we're just going to make a line going up towards the bow, not into the bow. Stop at the bow, don't go through the bow with the black because it'll show up. But just a thin line from the heart up to the bow. And this is going to be like our eye patch. And then once you're done the one side, you go to the other side, and you just do a tiny, tiny, tiny line right to the end of the skull. Don't go over and out into your gray, just swipe. And this is going to be our little heart eye patch. Now, my camera died, and then I had to come back quickly and do this. I thought it was filming the whole time, but well, we were gone. All I did was I took my dotting tool, and then I put a little bit of black on it, and then I came in and I just did 1 dot for the eye. Right there. In this area, I did 1 dot for the eye. And then a little lower down, I took my brush end, dipped it in the black, and then I just did 2 quick little strokes for the nose. I'm not really sure how skull noses are supposed to look, but this is how I did mine. And then after that, I took my shimmery red, it's polished with red sparkles, and all I did was I took my brush end, my nail art brush, and I went in and I put it over top of the bow to make it a little more sparkly than it was before. And that's it. Just let it dry, put your top coat on, and you're done.